Hey everybody, welcome back to another recipe. Today we are making mincemeat pie. Alright, so you might have recalled back in January we went ahead and made some homemade minced meat, and it's been sitting in the fridge now for 2 months, which just means it's been soaking in all of that alcohol flavor. I didn't use brandy, I used a tremendous Jamaican spiced rum. I love the way this thing is flavored. So we're gonna go ahead and make an actual mincemeat pie. I've been sort of craving one. Really simple ingredients. We have our fresh made mincemeat. We've got a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of brown sugar. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that in there. I am gonna do a little bit of grinding on it. So I have my blender right here. We'll turn that on in just a second. Going back to this, we've got our pie crust. I know, could have made my own, didn't want to. Some sugar, some water, and a little bit of flour for tossing on our board while we roll out our pie crust. So it's the first week of March down here in southern Florida, and it's cool for down here. It's probably in the high 60s, low 70s with a nice breeze the whole time. So it's a little bit chilly. A nice hot coffee is perfect for today. Let's open this up and just start mixing this up. Now it's been sitting in the fridge. I just put it out on the counter a few hours ago to let this start to warm up a little bit. Yeah, that is, boy, it's just so soft. Like, oh man, it's got some good flavor, man, really good flavor. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna mix some of this up in our blender, food processor, whatever you use here. The reason I'm doing this is nice. It's got big chunks in it. And last time I made one of these, really delicious, but it was a little bit too fruity, a little bit too much of the big chunks. So I'm gonna take, actually, I'll just take it all out of here. We'll just pulse this real quick. Add, I don't know, let's say probably about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of brown sugar. Now the reason I'm doing this is, 1, I wanna sweeten it up a little bit more. And 2, I also like the fact that it helps bind it just a bit. So, and I'm not measuring here. This is probably gonna be 1/4 to 1/3 cup maybe. All right, with that, we'll just pulse this a few times. That's it. Simple as that. I'm going to set this aside for just a moment here. All right, so we've just laid our dough right down into our pie crust, and this is really pretty simple. All we're going to do now is take our filling and pop it right in here. So let's start by removing our blade. And this is as simple as putting it right on in here. So we've got our filling right down in here. Let's give that a shot, see how good that is. Man, that's good. I'm just gonna slide this over a little bit. I'm gonna leverage this floured surface here. Just because I want to get this rolled out. And remember, I was saying that these rolled doughs, they get pretty sticky. It's hard to get the very first section undone. Once you get it going, it's okay. A little dry for me leaving it out here for a bit while I was getting the camera all set up. All right, here we're just gonna put this right over the top, and we're gonna trim this in a bit, but I like to get this lined up real good here along the edge first. Just pull some of this off where it's a little bigger. So now all we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna right over on itself and pinch. If you need just a little bit of water there, go right ahead. I've let this dry out sitting outside here in the sun for a few minutes. Nothing fancy, by the way, just enough to seal it. So I know this looks a little scrappy here, but we're just going to take this now and stretch this right out along the edge, push it down where it needs to be a little lower. All right, so we've got our pie crust right here. Now what I like to do is I like to just go ahead and do a few knife designs here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little groove right here. I'll do another one right here. See, we'll do one over here. And the reason we do these is we want to be able to vent the pie. We want to let some of that steam out, but also gives it a nice decorative look. So we can do a couple of other things here. Let's just do, let's see, a little cut there, a little cut there, a little cut there, a little cut there. Maybe make it look a little bit like a tree. And if we want, we can even just put a little triangle in there. You don't have to do anything too fancy with these. It can be a simple little design. Put one of these on each side here in each of these slices. And then, yeah, we'll do one this way. Now the next thing is we just want to go ahead and paint a little bit of water on here. You can do this with an egg wash if you'd like, because we're going to bake this so long. I don't want this to get too dark brown. An egg wash will brown it even more. Adding just a little bit of that water underneath these pieces to help them stick on there. Now the last thing is we just want to sprinkle some nice sugar right down on here. That sugar will help crystallize, make it look really good. I've got to play the wind direction here as I do this. I'm going to put just a little bit of the pinch of the sugar on each of these triangles just for the way it'll look and brown up a little bit. And with that, it is now time to go ahead and put this right on into the smoker. So let's go ahead and get that going. Now what I like about this is it's so easy to do, and I love doing it outside. We're just going to pop this right up in this top rack. This will probably go for about an hour and 15 minutes, but we're going to come out and check on it every 15 or so just to make sure. What we want to do is make sure that we're rotating it, because grills don't always have a good even heat. And then the other thing is, if we need to, we can brush a little bit more water on it to help keep it from getting too browned. All right, so it's been right at 47 minutes or so. I just went ahead and checked it. It's looking like it's fairly close, not quite ready yet, but let me show you what it looks like. That's looking pretty good right there. It's not quite ready, so we're gonna let it go in a little longer. So I went ahead and rotated it around a little bit. It's not quite brown enough, and I definitely like it to be nice and sort of toasty brown looking on the top. Now here's actually where I could probably put a little egg wash on it. That would actually help. So we are right at an hour. As you can see, this is looking really nice. So let's go ahead and get this out. All right, let's just go ahead and get this put right over here on our table. I think this is gonna look absolutely delicious. We'll let this cool for about 10 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and slice it up and show you just what it looks like. This has sat for a few moments now. It's looking pretty good. I use a fillet knife for so much. I love that thin blade out here. And here I am, I'm gonna use it around the pie. Oh wow, look at that. Let me zoom in and show you just how well that's sitting in there. So what I started to do here was just put this knife in and go around it to make sure it wasn't sitting on the edge, and you can see the whole thing just back and forth. That just tells me it's probably done perfectly. So let's go ahead and just, let's take a slice right out of here. Look at that. All right, so this looked some kind of amazing. I will say, I think the crust may be just a little bit too done. I probably could have taken it out 10 minutes earlier, but I like a crust that has a little bit of a ledge to it. I don't want it to just become part of the filling. All right, time to give it a shot. Oh, hot. Ooh. All right, if you do that, let it cool down a little more before you do that. Wow. All right. I absolutely love the alcohol in this. I use this this really good Jamaican spiced rum, and it tastes so good. Bye, y'all. Safe and happy grilling, smoking, baking on your smoker, whatever you call it.